It's more like I found out my husband slept with my mom. Now I like blew his car up. Am I the ass? Something like that. All right, Dante, welcome back to the Unfiltered Show. How are we doing this week?
We're doing great this week, Vincent. The weather is not humid. It is rainy out there. There was a hurricane, I'm pretty sure, on the way. Or
do you know the name of the hurricane happening?
Davy.
Close.
Dobie.
Oh, you were close in the first one.
It's I know it starts with a D.
Yeah, it's an old white woman name.
Ooh, Debbie.
That's it. Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I heard someone say a Hurricane Debbie. But yeah, there's been trees everywhere and flooding.
I talked to this about Olivia yesterday on TikTok. I saw someone. I don't know if it was real or fake because obviously TikTok is like very wishy-washy. But I mean, it looked like a video of a hurricane or whatever forming in Florida. Like you saw it like this to the clouds and this the wind on the ground, I guess, and you saw it like and then like connect, and then it was just like I was like, oh shit, but someone was like recording that, and I don't know if they were recording that from somewhere far or close.
It's probably, it was probably real. I mean, they do form like over the ocean, close to where. I mean, I think Florida was supposed to get hit pretty bad. I think, I don't know about anywhere else. I think Delaware was supposed to get hit actually kind of bad.
Really?
But I'm not sure.
That's a random place, I feel like, but for a hurricane?
I guess it's close to the coast. I mean, Jersey usually gets hit pretty bad when there's bad hurricanes.
That is fair.
But yeah, so Hurricane Debbie gonna rain for the next like 3 days now.
Yeah, it's supposed to rain till Sunday, which is okay because I mean, there's nothing much to do in Philly, and honestly, it's just been so hot and humid here. I feel like the rain's just gonna make it like just a relaxing kind of week, which I'm not gonna hate. I did wear flip flops today, which is probably a bad choice. Now I'm thinking about it.
Might be.
I'm gonna have some wet socks when I get home.
I had wet socks and sneakers yesterday. So.
Yeah, you did. It was a heavy downpour yesterday.
Yep.
To say the least. But other than that, great week. Back on here on Unfiltered as usual for another fun week of topics. Obviously, we're going to start with the sports. Phillies roundup this week. Then we have a lot to talk about this week for any of the teams.
Nothing crazy. Flyers, it's nothing at all, honestly. I don't think I saw anything.
I don't think I saw a single thing from the Flyers or the Sixers. I mean, unless you count what Embiid's doing in the Olympics. I don't think I've seen a single thing, to be honest.
Sixers, let's see. I think Reggie Jackson, they gave him his number. 00.
Interesting. Don't know how I feel about that.
He's 00. Otherwise, I think that's it. Embiid had a good Olympic game, quarterfinal game against Brazil.
Yeah.
So he played well. Finally got some more. He was like, I think he had 14 and like 7.
Damn. Solid game.
Obviously, they killed Brazil by like 30, I think, if I remember right. So everyone was having a pretty good game for the most part. But yeah, Embiid had a pretty good game. Otherwise, I can't think of any Sixers. Korkmaz left officially, I think. He's going to AC Monaco.
Oh, he's got signed by a European team?
Yeah, so
he's not going to be in the NBA no more?
Nope, no one wants him.
It's crazy. Poor Furkan.
I think that's it. No, we haven't had any signings. That's no signings yet, I guess. I've seen a lot of workouts with like Maxey and Jared McCain, I think.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of Jared McCain, and I'm not even going to complain. Honestly, he's a funny guy. Really, really entertaining.
You follow him on TikTok?
I do.
There you go. He's gonna keep even when we lose, we're gonna be entertained.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he seems kind of chill. I mean, he does some of those like dances that I'm not gonna do, but like he does like also fun.
It's fine, whatever.
Hey, wherever floats your boat.
He's still working hard, and that's what he likes to do for free time.
Hey, I don't judge. You get that money any way you can. TikTok, NBA, wherever you're feeling, knock yourself out, go crazy.
Then for the Eagles, training camp still going on.
Yeah.
Ertz has been looking good. Supposedly, he has 17 touchdowns, which
means absolutely nothing.
Means nothing. He hasn't thrown an interception yet.
I mean, he's thrown like 4 incomplete passes, I think, but like
something like that.
Still don't mean nothing. I mean, it's cool. It's a cool stat, I guess.
I
But
did see that CJGJ was going for an MRI. I don't know why. I
oh
don't know if it was just something minor and they're just checking, but he sat out of practice, I think, the other day. Heard that what's his name?
I heard that
Wilson
the offense
has been looking really good.
Oh,
Wilson's been looking good.
excuse me.
Right? Am I thinking Wilson, the guy we just drafted receiver, rookie?
Yes,
He's been looking good. He made a couple nice catches.
I heard that the offense under Kellen Moore is, I forget the words they use exactly, but like the ball never touches the ground. Like that's how fluent the offense is now. That was someone's quote.
I did see Hurt say something about it, that he was like, I'm just following his lead and we're on the same page. And right now, as long as we're on the same page, we're going to be good. And right now we're on the same page. So obviously he's buying into it, which I don't know why he wouldn't, but
I mean, yeah, I mean, if in training camp you have 17 touchdowns and like 0 interceptions and like an 84% completion rate, I feel like
I haven't heard much about Saquon, but I'm assuming he's fine. I mean, I guess they can't really run much. And preseason game is Friday, right?
This Friday?
First. I don't think really any of the starters are playing. But I haven't heard.
So I'm glad you brought that up. I'm not gonna lie, I heard Aaron Rodgers
Friday 7:30 at Baltimore
this Friday.
Yes.
I know. I mean, if you watch sports, you probably heard this Aaron Rodgers interview with like I think it was Pat McAfee. I'm pretty sure because he's been on that show a ton. He said about how he thinks that they should have the players like starters go back to playing in preseason.
Well, they do. It's just like team choice, which I think is fine. I mean, they do like this. No one really plays in the first game, and then like the second game. Well, there's only 3 games though, so and then the second game, they play the starters for like a few drives, and then the third game you get a full half.
Well, that's supposedly how like it used to be. Like, and that's how I remember it being.
That's what the Eagles do.
Oh my God, let there be light. That's how I remember it being with, obviously back in the day, like stars would play at least some games of preseason or at least a little bit. But I agree with Aaron Rodgers where I feel like they took away that and I don't know why. I feel like starters should be also playing in the preseason.
I mean, it's all choice. I think they just don't play them because injury.
I mean,
did Aaron Rodgers play the preseason last year?
No, he was the one saying he's not complaining, but he wished they would bring it back.
Saying, did he play the preseason last year?
I don't remember actually.
Because then his Achilles fell right off the bone after.
So. I don't remember if he did, honestly. I don't know.
We'll have to look it up.
I don't think he did, to be honest. Because like I said, I can't remember the last time I feel like a starter or a good starter has played in the preseason. Which again, I understand why injuries and all that. Yes, fair. I just feel like it's a great way to get back into rhythm. Like I feel like week 1, everybody comes out so slow and sluggish because nobody plays preseason. So, I mean, I know it's a hot take probably for sports, but overall, I mean, I feel like I would personally want to play preseason. Just get.
They usually just play the third game. No one plays the first.
Or second. Well, that's
some of the second. I mean, there's only 3 now. I mean,
I can understand that.
A lot of stupid injuries happen in the preseason, so that's why. But who knows? I mean,
we still have Marcus Mariota.
No, he's on the Commanders, I'm pretty sure.
Dear God, poor guy.
He's on the Commanders. He's going to be a backup to Jaden Daniels, supposedly.
Crazy.
Yeah. And then I heard Isaiah Rodgers has been playing a lot of the first team. Bradbury's been playing some safety.
Yeah, we talked about that last week, I think.
Who else? The offensive line has kind of been some injuries and things like that, so they've been switching in and out, which is good, I guess, just to everyone get some time and familiarity with each other. Otherwise, I heard Britton Covey is looking decent to be like a possible like wide receiver 3. I don't know how.
The next Wes Welker.
He's so tiny. I don't know.
Next Julian Edelman.
But I didn't hear much about Paris Campbell, so I would assume Campbell or someone's going to be the 3 for now.
The next Danny Amendola.
Interested to see. Did you watch did you learn the new rules on the new kickoff?
I saw something about it. How like you can't move until like they catch it or something. I don't know.
Basically, like the kicking team starts on the 40, the receiving team starts on the 30, the 35. There's like a 5-yard separation. There's 10 on the kicking team, and then there's at least you have to have either 9 or 10 on the receiving team blocking, and then they kick it from wherever, I forget.
And they just kick it out of bounds.
No.
Or like kick it through the back of the end zone?
So if you kick it through the back without it touching, so there's a zone, like it's called the play zone. It's from the goal line to the 20. You kick it in there, team has to return it. Otherwise, it's not like you can't, like if you let it, you can let it go into the end zone. As long as it lands in there, you let it go to the end zone. It comes to the 20. If you kick it and it misses the whole zone, it comes to the 25 or the 30. If it just like goes, and if it goes out of bounds, I think it's just like the 40.
The 40, yeah.
And then, but you have to return it if it's in the zone. Otherwise, it's like a fumble. You can't just like let it be like a normal kickoff.
Yeah.
If it lands over there, it's a fumble. But now you have to return them. You can't like take a knee. I don't think anymore.
I mean, you could. You'll just be like on the 2.
Yeah, you'll be on the 2. So now it forces more returns. They think it'll be less injuries, but they think there's going to be more kickoff, like trick plays, things like that.
I think they should just send it back to the 20 and just kick it from there.
Send it is. I think they still do kick it from the.
No, they kick it from the 30 now.
No, whatever.
Pretty sure when they used to, like back in the day when Devin Hester used to return all the kicks, I'm pretty sure they used to kick it from the 20.
Well, they're not going to do it because high collision. That's why they're trying to get rid of the high collision, fast injuries. So now you don't get a running start. They're just from the 40, from the 30 set. And then these guys are just backing up or like running.
Yeah, but once you kick the ball, can't they start moving?
Yeah, but you only get 5 yards.
Oh.
Instead of kicking it from the 30, everyone runs 60 yards at like 20 miles an hour.
I guess I got to see it to understand it a little better.
I saw a couple times with the Bears Texans. It wasn't bad.
I didn't watch that game.
Not going to be a lot. I just saw like one play. There's definitely not going to be as many injuries because you can't build speed and stuff like that. That's the whole reason they're doing it. It's probably one of the biggest changes to the NFL.
Who's going to be the first person to return for a touchdown off the kickoff?
Oh, let's sing.
I'm going to go with
the Patriots.
Hamler on the Broncos.
Hamler, if he's back there.
Yeah, if he's back.
I forget who the Eagles. I saw they were practicing it, obviously. And then there was one with Covey and someone back there. There's one with Isaiah Rodgers back there.
I mean, I feel like we have a solid amount of returners, to be honest.
Be fine. But who's our third running back? I thought Shipley was back there, I think.
Oh, I like that a lot. I think
Shipley was with...
I like that a lot.
Shipley was either with Rodgers or who's the other person I just said? Covey. It was one of those. So, I mean, they said you're going to see a lot more trick plays because you can spread them out and maybe do like a pass and like block one way, things like that. Like a backwards pass. We'll see. It should be interesting.
I mean, I don't hate the idea. It's just I feel like it's going to be a lot of chaos to start. Which
they're going to do this, and then for a few years, and then if it's absolute garbage, like at this point, they're just going to get rid of the kickoff, I guess, because that's where the most of the injuries come from. So they're really bad injuries, at least. Yeah,
probably not worth it. I mean, especially if no one's returning kicks anymore, which kind of sucks though, because like I said, like players like.
But maybe they think this is going to revitalize it. So. They tried it in, I forget what sport.
It was like XFL, I think.
The XFL or the CFL, somewhere else. So
apparently it was like, or the AFL maybe.
It may have been the AFL. So we'll see. Could be good. Maybe the Eagles will get some cheap stuff out of it.
Hey, we'll see.
And then last we have the Phillies, who, since we last talked, not gone much better. They have won a couple games.
They have.
They did split with the Dodgers so far. They'll play another one while we're talking right now.
Most likely.
In a few hours. They won the other night. A lot of people got hits. Christopher Sanchez pitched really well. Schwarber hit a couple home run. All right, sorry, we took a quick call. Back with the Phillies, though, we were saying beat the Dodgers. A lot of hits. I think everyone had a hit except for Marsh and JT. But they also got on scored runs off walks. Christopher Sanchez did really well against the Dodgers again, which is good to see.
Need that in the playoffs.
Sosa had few RBIs. Nick been good. Harper had a couple hits again. Almost had 3. Got one robbed. Bohm has a 24 on base streak now. So it's most in the MLB. Bullpen looked all right. Hoffman gave a home run again. Strom got out of a big first and second, no outs. Got Ohtani out. So.
Yeah, I heard Strom came in and clutched up for the team, so glad to see that he's back in rhythm.
He's been leaking oil a little bit recently. Estevez looked good. Hayes was either 3 for 3 or 3 for 4. Had a double, single, so he was looking good. But yeah, I mean they're going to be fine. They're still up 6.5 now on the Braves, 7.5 or 8 on the Mets. They have a game and a half on the Dodgers for the best in the NL, and they have the season series against the Dodgers now. So if they do end up tying in record, they'll still get the
First,
go ahead. Obviously, they still don't look great. They still got to start putting games together, start winning the first game of the series, and stop
falling behind so early.
falling behind. But
For
starters have looked better, and I'm trying to think. Nola pitched the other night. He was all right. He just had the one bad inning, but still should be able to score 4 runs.
Yeah.
So they're getting back there. I mean, Trey's still slumping a little bit. Harper's still, even after those 2 hits, still got to see a little more. Once again, they're going to be fine. They're going to win 90-something games. They're going to make the playoffs. They're most likely going to win the division. Most likely they'll be the top team in the NL still. So I know people are panicking a little bit, but
Yeah.
they'll be fine. What do you think? He's still holding out. They're going to be fine.
Oh yeah. I mean, the teams you could see has come out of the slump a little bit already. I mean, you're not going to come out of a slump and go on a 15-game win streak after you just like 6 for 8. Obviously, you're still going to have a bad game here and there, which they had one, not the last night, the night before. So it happens. But again, as long as we keep, showing progress, you can't really be upset with what's going on. Again, it can only get worse. Back when, last week when we were like, I think we were like 9 for 11, like with losses, and you just don't want to do that, especially getting close to the playoffs.
I think it was even worse than that, but they did put a stat out where like the World Series teams over the last like 10, 15 years have all had a bad streak where they go like 7-15 or whatever. The White Sox lost 21 in a row.
I mean, it's just it's just the sport of baseball. Baseball is one of those sports that you have to just go in a slump. Like unless you're batting 300 all year, and then you'll probably win MVP. But like most people and teams don't do that. Even the MVPs go through a slump. Like we can look at the MVP from the last 5 years, and I bet you there's this point in every year where he just falls off, and then eventually comes back. I think Aaron Judge did like a couple of years ago when he like was supposed to have like 60 home runs and like almost didn't get it, and then like
Judge was the beginning of this year was batting under 200.
Yeah, and now
for all of like April, and then now he has 40 home runs and 100 RBIs already.
And he's batting 300 again.
So he's gonna hit 70 again.
So again, that's the game of baseball, and if you let it get to you, that's when you really lose. Like, and the good thing is the Phillies didn't get to it. Even when they talked to Bryce, you saw his demeanor didn't change. He was still the same Bryce Harper leading the team. Like, yeah, no, we're in a slump. I suck, but like we'll get better. They just don't let it phase them. They just keep on pushing. That's what you have to do in baseball. So I think the Phillies are going to still be fine. We're still, you could tell we're already playing so much better. So I think in a few more games, when we get back home to the home crowd, get the crowd behind us, cheering us on, cheering everybody on, we'll be back to normal soon enough. Especially before October when the playoffs start, we'll be plenty good by then.
Yeah, just got to get it right before then.
Yep. But that's pretty much all for sports right now. I mean, again, not a lot going on with sports, but we have some fun topics for you guys this week. We're going to start off with Vincent with another Reddit about Am I the Asshole? We're going to see random story. Oh, from the same story, the other story from last week, excuse me. We're going to see if this person is an ass.
Yep. New thing. Kelly told me to do not paraphrase, so I got to make sure I read the whole thing.
No paraphrasing.
Sure. So it says, "Am I the asshole for not ordering any food so I won't have to split the bill?" This person says, "I, 27-year-old male, have been a part of a small friend group around 8 total people basically since college. For some background, 2 people from the group, Susan and Greg, are just absolute leeches. Going out for lunch, expect them to order the most expensive on the menu, then feed you some sob story about their finances, and then dump half the bill on you. Last weekend, Dan, one of the people from the group, told me about a casual dinner. I told him, if Susan or Greg were there, I wouldn't be able to come. He tells me that they would be there, but I should just put my opinion aside and come just once. This is kind of where I might be an asshole. I agreed with him and told him I would be there. I show up and we all got to talking. Everyone began putting in their orders. Most of them spent about $40. There were only about 6 people there. When it gets to Susan and Greg, they both order expensive dishes, around $200. When it was my turn to order, everyone looked at me. If I just pick up the menu and I point to the $4 Miller Lite and sent the waiter away. Dan asked why I hadn't ordered anything, and all I said was that I lost my appetite. The other two friends got up as well to cancel their orders and just have drinks. After the main courses came out, I saw Susan and Greg picking at their food. The waiter then brings over the check. Greg then grabs the waiter and asks him to split the check 6 ways. I stand up and correct him, saying the check was to be split 3 ways. Greg looks at me confused and asks why, since we always split the bill. I remind him that the 3 of us had not eaten any food, so we would just be paying for our drinks. So basically, at the end of the night, Dan, who probably only ate around $50 worth of food, was stuck with a $146.98 check at the end. Yes, I remember the exact number. I swear I saw his jaw drop when he picked that receipt up. You still with me, Dante?
Yep.
All right.
My jaw also dropped. So.
I slid $10 towards the check, said goodbye to everyone, and walked out. Next morning, I found my phone full of texts from Greg and Susan, telling me I was an asshole for not ordering any food and forcing them to pay more than they had accounted for. I honestly laughed because the steaks alone were more than what they had paid, but to each their own, right? I also got a love message from Dan saying that I could have just not came instead of pulling that stunt and getting him stuck with an outrageous bill. Edit. At this restaurant, the bar is separate, so drinks are on a separate bill, if that makes sense. If anyone is concerned about leaving a tip, I live in Australia. And then the second edit.
Do they not tip in Australia?
No, I guess not.
Okay.
Kind of like, I guess, like...
Japan.
Yeah, Japan, Italy, things like that.
Fair.
And then the second edit says, hey guys, just wanted to clarify some things. 90% of restaurants where I live, they don't do separate checks and might separate the bill for you if you're lucky. By the way, this post is in Australian money, so if you want the amounts in US, you have to convert it.
No thanks.
We're good. It's fine.
Dan could believe you.
And he said Dan could have easily asked Greg and Susan to transfer him the money if he wanted, but he's always been about helping them through their financial hardship, even though they're just using him and keeps dragging him into it. I admit what I did was immature, but I'm tired of being forced to play along, and it's his money. It's his money. If he wants to spend it all on them, that's fine, but I'm not paying for them. Also, Dan's a really good friend of mine, albeit blind as fuck. I was just trying to get him to see what kind of people he was helping, in quotation marks. And it was a bit petty. And then 4, he says, thank you for the gold. So...
The gold. What's that?
I don't know.
Okay, probably an Australian thing. Anyway.
But, what do you think? Do you think he is the asshole?
Absolutely. In no way, shape, or form is this man an asshole. I mean, let's be real here. You have 2 friends who are just showing up to leech off you for meals, and they're not financially stable. But meanwhile, like he said, ordering the biggest thing on the menu. Again, it's one thing to, I would say, let there be light. It's one thing to obviously help a friend out here and there. Obviously, if you have friends, if you go out to dinner, they forgot their wallet or they're just down bad right now, you help them out. That's what friends do. Everybody does it at a certain point in their life. But it's one thing for it to be here and there, and it's one thing for it to be a habit. And if it was a habit, I would be the same thing as Dan. Honestly, I'm sorry, not Dan. What was the guy's name? Did he ever say?
He didn't say his name.
Okay, well, the person who wrote the story, the narrator, we'll call him. If I was the narrator, I honestly wouldn't have even showed up. Like Dan said, oh, you shouldn't have come. Well, like, you were the one that told me to come and just suck it up. But like, when then exactly what happened, exactly what I said would happen, happened, then yeah, I'm not going to waste my money and eat when these 2 people are just ordering whatever the hell they want and making me pay for it. So absolutely, that's not a real friend. Susan and Greg, or whatever his name was,
Susan and Greg, that's right.
Oh, I'm surprised I remember the names. Susan and Greg, real assholes. The fact that you had the audacity to text somebody because all they wanted was a drink, and then the other 2 people also changed their mind and just got a drink. Did you text them saying like, I can't believe you guys did that? Like, the fact that you had the audacity to text somebody about like money in general, you have to be the lowest of the low. Like, this just makes you the asshole, because obviously, if you can't afford something and to order it, you shouldn't be ordering it. Now, again, it's one thing if everybody ordered the $200 steak or whatever the hell it was, but if only 2 of you out of the 6 people who went are ordering it, then clearly you guys aren't ordering the right thing. We have gone to multiple dinners with our friends, and we've always communicated what everybody was going to be getting because we know that we would be splitting the bill. So we would discuss what we would get so that it wouldn't be like someone's getting like something super ridiculous or overpaying. Someone else is overpaying when someone else is only getting chicken fingers and fries. Like if a real friendship doesn't have to worry about these things because they know at the end of the day a real friend wouldn't do that. So obviously Greg and Susan. Honestly, even Dan, low key, is an asshole. I hate to throw Dan in there like that, but Dan is an asshole as well. The only person who's not is the narrator.
But yeah, weird, like just weird the way they go about it. Obviously,
it's a weird situation altogether.
They should just. I mean, usually I feel like you just just pay what you get pay for what you get for food. Obviously, like, and then obviously if everyone's splitting, then you just split. But like if two people are eating monster steaks or whatever, you're not
like I like if we were to go out to a restaurant with our friends and I was feeling the filet that was $80, but you were getting this pasta that was $30, and if I'm the person who's ordering the filet and I know it's going to cost more, I'm not at the end of the bill. We could still split it 6 ways or 5 ways if me and us and all our friends are going. We still split it 5 ways, but I know at the end of the bill, I'm probably gonna like when Vincent says, "Oh, everybody owes 60," I'm gonna throw in 80 just because I know that I ordered something that costs more than everybody else's. So clearly, they shouldn't have to pay extra. But it's like a friend thing, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time, people are just you just pay for what you order. It's really easy, and then everyone splits the tip or drinks, or like if there's an appetizer, you split that. But like otherwise, it's pretty simple, Order it, and then that's who you're paying
in
for.
A normal friendship where you don't have to worry about stuff like that. It's very simple. And if you can't afford to go out to dinner, then don't go out to dinner. It's very simple. Like I'm not trying to be rude about it either. Like sometimes the financials just aren't looking great this month, so you just gotta eat, sleep. Just don't go out
or just don't go somewhere like that's selling you however much those steaks were.
Yeah,
you go to Chili's.
Yeah,
get the 2 for $20.
There's plenty of places.
Actually, I don't know if they have that anymore.
Actually, I don't either.
They got the 3 for me or something like that. I think no.
But either way, like Vincent makes a great point. There are plenty of other restaurants that you can go to that are very reasonable, very affordable, that you could still have a good time and get a good meal. You don't have to go to this expensive restaurant and get the most expensive steak on the menu because you want it and then think you're privileged to it, I guess, because you're with your friends. Like that doesn't mean you should just take advantage of their money. Like it's just things you shouldn't do as a friend. So honestly, to the narrator, I hope you got out of this situation. I hope you're not friends with them anymore because they seem like shit people, including Dan, because Dan should have never blamed you for the situation when all you wanted to do was get a drink. And then he blamed you because he had to pay the bill. If Dan had any balls, he would tell Susan and Greg to Venmo him the money or whatever money transferring apps they use in Australia. If he had any balls, he would ask them to Venmo the money. So I feel like Dan's just being a bad friend, which sucks because the narrator said that was his longest friend. So,
and what do you wrap it up? What do you think Reddit voted on this?
I think they definitely said this man was not the asshole for sure.
Yes, they said he was not the asshole.
Yeah, no. The people and money never, unless you're like, I don't even know, like if you're trying to save your own money, there's no way that people would think you're an asshole. People nowadays are just very money hungry. So like, if I'm not gonna waste my money on somebody else, especially if they're not gonna do it for me. So at that point, it makes sense why everybody else agreed. It was an obvious, he's not the asshole. The rest of the group is for sure. And honestly, respect to those 2 other people who went out and canceled their orders and just got drinks instead because they made a stand against Greg and Anthony. Greg and
not Greg Anthony, not the NBA player.
Greg Anthony. Greg
and Susan.
Susan and Dan. And even Dan, they made a statement saying that we're tired of this bullshit that you guys are making us deal with every time we have to go out. Like we should just be friends that can go out to eat, not have to worry about, oh, who's paying for the building. Like that's just so not adult grown up shit. Like it's just like I feel like if you don't know that by now, and he's 27, so his friends have to be also around the same age. I'm assuming.
Yeah, most likely.
If you don't know that by that age, then honestly, your parents failed you, and that sucks. It's embarrassing. You should really get that figured out because you shouldn't be taking advantage of your friend's money. But yeah, I feel like
good stuff. No, not the asshole. We had 2 so far. Not the assholes.
we have 2 not the asshole so far for sure. I don't know when I will agree with the. I don't know if I feel like to be an asshole you have to do something really really effed up.
Well, I haven't picked ones that are too crazy yet, but we'll get there.
Yeah,
there's some asshole ones. You'll get some like. I accidentally slept with my wife's mom.
Oh no, asshole. Yeah, for sure. I mean, who let it on? No, I'm just kidding.
We'll see.
No, I'm just messing. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, you have to.
It's more like I found out my husband slept with my
my
mom. Now I like blew his car up. Am I the ass? Something like that. Like along those lines. We'll get there. I'll dig deep.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. That's gonna have to be a definite like a story. Like I have to hear the info. I need something behind that because. I mean, I don't know. If she blew up his car, I feel like you're in the right. I'm just saying. I mean, that's just me though. But yeah, so that's for Am I an Asshole for this week. The topic of the week we have is urban legends. I talked to Vincent. Well, we haven't talked yet about it. I just went online and found like the most common, famous, I should say, urban legends out there. Vin, first off,
yes.
When I say urban legend, who do you think of? I mean, like, what's your first urban legend that you would go to, like in your head?
I think the big ones I'll probably think of are like Sasquatch, Bigfoot.
That's same person. So all right, so
Loch Ness monster.
Well, we'll see. Well, while you're gonna say them, we might as well just be like, all right, real or fake though, like So like Bigfoot.
Sasquatch, Bigfoot. Why not?
Nah. Do you think it's just some guy out there, just some guy, some hairy mother?
He's just in a furry suit.
He's just having fun out there being hairy.
Yeah, why not? He's just he's probably just out there in the woods. Just
some guy,
different guy in every state. Just
chilling, killing.
Sees people. I don't know. Does he kill? I don't know.
No,
I never hear about Sasquatch getting in any altercations.
No. I was just quoting Scary Movie. Sorry about that.
All right.
But yeah, so no, Sasquatch you think's not real?
I'm gonna go with probably not.
Fake? Okay, fair. And then the second one you said was the Loch Ness monster.
Yeah, I mean, I think that
I have to hold you right there though, Vince, because technically speaking, the Loch Ness monster is a dinosaur.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say Nessie probably was real at some point.
So since Nessie was real at a certain point, do you still consider him an urban legend?
No, it's like just history. Someone saw him at some point, most likely. I mean, there could be you got anacondas that are 30 feet, and you got huge sharks. Why can't there be what is the Loch Ness monster considered? I don't even know.
Dinosaur, technically.
I mean, like, does it have an amphibian or like is it a reptile? Whatever.
I'm not gonna lie,
I
should have looked that up, but I don't know.
Maybe it's a big like eel.
He kind of looks like Lapras from Pokemon. So, I'm sorry, Nessie. The Loch Ness monster kind of reminds me of Lapras from Pokemon. So,
yeah, I could see Nessie have been some kind of.
So Nessie could have been real at a certain point.
Yeah,
so you don't consider that an urban legend.
I feel like if someone says they see him now, unlikely.
So you think right now, no.
But I mean, maybe just like evolved. Now it's something else. I had a child. It's not the original.
So I have another question leading off Nessie then. So if you're saying Nessie obviously real at a certain point, maybe not now, then maybe not living in the Loch Ness Lake and wherever that is.
I think it's in
Ireland,
Scotland.
I think it is Scotland. So then, what do you put the megalodon at? Is the megalodon considered an urban legend to you, or is it considered or a creature like a dinosaur, just like Nessie was?
I mean, obviously the ocean is just a monstrous place, so it's vast, and we'll never know like 99% of what happens in the deep blue sea.
We'll never know.
Megalodon probably also not probably a legend. Probably existed at some point, and it could still exist. Honestly,
the megalodon existed obviously at a certain point.
Yeah, I mean it's basically just a form of a shark.
So you don't consider the megalodon a urban legend because it existed in the past.
Definitely, I think it just probably lived with the dinosaurs, and at this point, just like any other, it evolved. Like dinosaurs became, I don't know, chickens and whatever else.
So do you think the megalodon's still out there, or no? You think it's
why not? It could be out there.
That's what I like to hear.
Deep middle of the Pacific. You know how big the middle of the Pacific Ocean is?
I know, Vin. I don't want to.
You ever been down there?
No, I don't want to think about it, to be honest. Okay, so you guessed you have 3 on the list I had so far. Do you have any ones off the top of your head? Any other ones off the top of your head?
The Kraken, maybe.
That's a good one. I didn't write that down.
But that's just like, I feel like it's just a giant squid. So it's probably real. I mean,
it's real somewhere out there.
Yeah, I mean, once again, middle of the ocean.
It was there at a certain point.
Just because it's so huge, the middle of the ocean, and we don't even know how deep it is. So
yeah, you get a lot of good like
Slender Man on there.
I do.
Slender Man's real. No, I'm just kidding. He's not real.
Slender Man's sorry, it's just not real.
Slender Man. I mean, maybe.
I mean,
I've never seen it.
I don't think it's
probably
real.
Not.
If listen, I have a few of those like urban legends.
It's just one of those cult type things that you kind of get sucked into.
Exactly.
That children get sucked into.
I have a few of those on this list, and I have to say, if there's any that I can guarantee, I personally think that aren't real, he's might be number 1.
Is there any? Yeah, you got any of the ones we said so far? You just hope they're not real.
The megalodon.
Like if you go out there, you're like, oh shit, Slender Man, he's real.
Oh no, I'm Rumbling Bull. That skinny ass mother.
Yeah, he's only like 14 feet, 12 pounds. You got him.
I'll break his ankles and he'll be done.
I guess
I don't think Slender Man's
the Jersey Devil.
That is on the list.
Not real.
Not real.
I mean, like
could be.
It's similar to Sasquatch. Like if someone saw it, they're on drugs.
If someone is out there living in a cave, it's probably just some psycho who just is off the shrooms or like the pink cocaine or something. I don't know.
They probably just saw like a ram from far away, standing up for a second.
Jersey Devil's not real.
I don't know if you have ghosts in general.
No, I do not have ghosts.
Or
you have.
I can't think.
I think you have 4 out of the 10,
had
like 11 I picked.
Not ghosts. It'll come back to me. Another urban legend. Let's see. Jersey Devil.
Well, I'll give you one. What about the Yeti? Because that's in the same section as Bigfoot.
I mean, like, yeah. I mean, sure.
But like, what is
a Yeti?
A Yeti.
Not sure.
Yeah.
I only know the Yeti from Monsters Inc.
Yeah. Like, and what was he? A monster? Like, what kind of monster was he? Like, is he a caveman? Like, maybe, that's why I don't really believe in those. Because
what's the Yeti look like? If you look him up, does he just look like Sasquatch, but covered? He's just Sasquatch's like snow cousin.
Yeah, basically, they're cousins, snow cousins. I don't see
Yeti monster. Let's see. I mean, he looks. It's about right.
Yeah, like, but what is he? Like, he's a
mythical creature on here. It's an ape-like creature. It says.
Yeah.
In the Himalayas.
I don't think the Yeti's real. I don't see how it'd work.
I mean, like, could be, maybe.
No.
Probably not. It's very similar to Sasquatch.
What about? I have another one that's also like the Yeti and the Bigfoot. What about the chupacabra?
Could be. I'm not down. I think it roams in Mexico for the most part.
He does, or it does roam in Mexico.
Supposedly it's a myth.
It supposedly is a myth.
I mean, it just looks like a little fucked up gremlin looking.
I think chupacabra's big, isn't he? Tall or no?
It depends. I think this is one of them.
Oh, that is what they think a chupacabra is. I'm thinking of the.
I mean, there's bigger ones.
Yeah, I was thinking of the bigger ones. But.
It looks like Salacious B. Crumb. You know, Jabba's. Jabba's little pet.
That's insane. That's a wild comparison, Vincent. I don't think.
Probably not though. It's similar to like I mean, if anything, that could be. That's more animal-like than the other things. Like the Yeti, I feel like people think the Yeti and the Sasquatch or Bigfoot are kind of like enlarged humans or something like that.
I just don't know where they came.
That just looks like a deformed, very large rat.
All right,
so it could be. I doubt it though.
What do you feel about mermaids?
Maybe.
Real or fake?
Probably
half human, half fish.
I don't know if we got there yet. I don't doubt it's impossible.
You think Ariel's out there swimming, singing, or no?
Could be. Once again, the ocean, crazy.
Do you think she's as cute, good looking? I
feel like the mermaids are looking more like
sirens from
Harry Potter.
Yeah, I agree. They're definitely scarier than they make them out to be.
Definitely, but I mean, not. It's possible. I mean, obviously, we're not the only people on this universe, probably. So they could be here. Why not? You got aliens on there?
I have Area 51.
I mean, we're never gonna know. So sure, it's real.
What do you think they got in there? What's the number one thing? The number one secret they're keeping in there?
I mean, it gotta be an alien in there. If we're smart enough to get one. Aliens kind of.
I'm gonna go with a spaceship, not an actual alien.
Like UFO.
Yeah, I think they got a spaceship.
That could be. I mean, maybe. I've seen some weird things.
Yeah, like you know, like, I don't know if it looks like a flying. Like, you know how like in movies they have like a flying saucer. Do I think it's a flying saucer? Probably not. But like I think they have
probably much more advanced.
Yeah, I think something's like
they're flying the Millennium Falcon type piece.
But they have it in Area 51 for sure. I think that's their biggest kept secret.
They got like a piece, like a small one
of a ship.
Yeah,
or an alien.
No, like like I got a small ship. They didn't get one from the fleet.
Oh hell yeah!
Aliens were just like, here, take it.
Yeah, they just wanted to like give us a little taste. But like, you think you were the only one? There you go. Dabble in that for a little bit and then talk to us. All right. Next I have. You said ghosts, and I'm just gonna go with this one. I have Bloody Mary.
No, I tried it. It doesn't work.
Tried it. Wasn't.
She didn't come in. She didn't show up in the mirror.
Oof.
Yeah, Bloody Mary. Now
she show up in that mirror. She sees something that scared her. She had to turn back around. She'd be like, "God damn, never seen that in my 100 years of, or God knows how long she's."
But yeah, I don't think that trick actually works.
Yeah, I don't think so either. If anybody wants to test it out though and send us a video, let us know if it works. Don't be shy. Have fun. Next I have elves or trolls.
Maybe.
I have a fun story for you to tell you after you decide though. If you say yes, I'll go with
yeah, I'm sure. Why not?
Little like creatures just running around, chilling, killing. Not killing, hopefully. So I put elves or trolls on here because your best friend, Yvonne, I know she doesn't watch like she used to, but if she ends up watching this, it'll be hilarious. Yvonne likes to tell a story about how when she was a kid, or I think not when she was a kid, or when she had her first kid, that she used to sleep with her, like in the bed with her, because she was afraid that if she left left the baby in the crib, that the elves or the trolls would steal the baby. She also then said, following that, I was just like baffled. She then followed it with, by the way, Yvonne's from Mexico. Just want to make that. She then continued to tell a story about how one night she fell asleep like on the couch and like her hair was like falling off the side of the couch. And that when she woke up, her hair was all braided because the elves, if you leave stuff like that, they would like do little things like that.
I mean, that's real nice of the elves, honestly.
I mean, honestly, I would say if they want to come by and clean my house every once in a while, I really greatly appreciate it. I'll leave snacks.
I'm going to go, though, with sleep deprivation.
Possibly.
From having a child and being up crazy hours. That's what I'm going to go with. And probably some hallucination from that.
Tomorrow when you see her at work, just bring it up. Just bring up the elves. Like let her tell you the story because it's way better. But yeah. Also, I guess I could throw. Well, no, I can't throw witches on here because supposedly witches are real.
I mean, back in the day, 300 and something years ago,
performing some sort of
to the people that were uneducated, burning the women that were, that walked outside. They're like, oh man, that's crazy. Insane. Witch.
Supposedly, listen.
Don't go to Salem.
People say that there's witches out there, and all I'm saying is, I'm not saying there's not. I'm just saying when I see one, then I'll believe. When I see them perform some magic,
I'm gonna say, let's hang out.
We'll talk.
I'm not gonna be mad.
I'm not inviting you to my house, but like, we can have like coffee at a cafe. Do a little
seance.
Yeah, I mean, we could talk about stuff. I'm curious, but until I see it, I just can't believe it. I'm sorry. And the final urban legend I have for you, because you guessed the rest, is skinwalkers. Now,
what's that one again?
Skinwalkers, I'm pretty sure.
Let me get
are the one. Well, I know what they are. They're the ones that transform. They're like metamorphic. They'll like look like something or something you've seen, and then they like try and trick you to like invite you for you to invite them into your house, and then I think they like.
So they're a type of harmful witch in Navajo culture.
There you go.
They have the ability to turn into, possess, or disguise themselves as an animal.
Huh?
And then they go on all fours.
Excuse me?
They
Oh, my fault.
They,
That was out of context. Continue.
they walk. They
I just
walk
heard all
around.
fours. I was like, hey, oh, they do what now?
They walk like an animal. They shapeshift and they hide in plain sight. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I can't say no necessarily.
I mean, who knows?
They're I don't know.
That's an interesting one. I wanted to end on that one because it's the last one I saw, and I was like, they're very interesting because I feel like they're all along the lines of aliens. Like
They're all along the lines of like mythical creatures with special abilities, which maybe I'd like to have some special magic abilities if that's what we're working with here.
Who wouldn't? Sign me up. I mean, like I said, if those elves are listening and they want to come by and like clean my house every once in a while, I'll throw them a piece of something. I don't even know. What do they even take? Do they take gold? Do they take coins? I'll throw them quarters here and there. I mean, I don't know what they want, but if they're offering help, I'm gonna accept. Oh, just don't take my cats though, because I need those for later.
But
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
that's all the urban legends we have.
They could all be real for as far as we know.
If anybody has proof of any of these being real and would love to send us like a link or like a YouTube, Vincent will watch those later and then let me know if I could watch them after. But if you guys have any other urban legends that you guys would like to look up and talk about, we would love to find out about more. These are just like the most popular ones that I could find. If you have more or like ones that you guys know from your state, country, whatever, feel free to let us know about them, and we would love to look them up and see what you're working with over there.
But yeah, fun little mythical legends, or mythical creatures. Little am I the asshole?
Little am I the asshole? That guy was not the asshole.
Not the asshole.
Not the asshole.
One of these weeks I'll bring up an asshole, see what Dante thinks.
I hope.
But yeah, you got anything else before we let him go?
Nope. I think that was a fun topic of the week. But yeah, we're all set for this week.
All right. Well, thanks for drinking straight from the tap. We're unfiltered.
See you later.